Let us continue the discussion on evaluating double integrals. Now, the first problem is evaluate double integral of xy over the region D, where D is the region bounded by the curve y is equal to sin x and the line segments from 0 to pi. Now, see here, for solving this problem, first let us see what is our region D. Now, let us plot the graph y is equal to sin x, and we know sin x graph, right? It continues like this. It goes like this. It continues, right? This is your sin x. And at x equal to pi by 2, it takes the maximum value. And at x equal to minus pi by 2, it takes the minimum value, right? So we know that since we have to find, our region D is bounded between 0 and pi. So let me take only graph from 0 to pi. I don't want this. So that's why we consider graph from 0 to pi. So this is our region y is equal to sin x. Okay. And let us see what is our x equal to 0 graph. See, you know that our y-axis is nothing but x equal to 0. On y-axis, x-axis length is 0. So this line, which is y-axis, is our graph x equal to 0. That is our line segment. Then what is your x equal to pi? So from origin, let us take a distance pi, so that this point becomes x-axis length is pi and y-axis length is 0. Right? So this point. At this point, so what is the distance from origin? Pi. Similarly, you take any points along y-axis. From those points to this line, the distance is pi. So let me draw a line parallel to y-axis, so that from any point on y-axis, the distance will be from here to here, it will be pi only. So this line is x equal to pi, and this line x equal to 0, and this is our graph y is equal to sin x. Now remember, while evaluating double integral, you should be careful. And what about this point? This is origin. X is 0, y is also 0. Okay, x is 0, y is also 0. That is our origin. Now, we have to find for evaluating this double integral, we have to find the range for x and y axis. That's it. And you should note that in the range of x or y, either x should take constant values or y should take constant value. It all depends on you, how you're going to consider. Either you have to take for x a constant values based on this region, or you have to take constant values for y based on this region. Now see, let us reconstruct this, right? This is our x-axis and y-axis, and in fact this is our x equal to 0. And they are saying that our x should be greater than or equal to 0. That means we have to consider, you know that any point on xy plane is of the form ordered pair x comma y. So all the points on this plane are of the form x comma y, ordered pair x comma y. So when x is greater than or equal to 0, say x equal to 0, this line, x equal to, let me take only integers. Assume that I had given all the real numbers. So graph exists. When x equal to 1, you will get this line. When x equal to 2, you will get this line. When x equal to 3, you will get this line. When x equal to 3, etc., x equal to pi, this line, right? So I have taken all the points, right? All the points on this, right? starting with x equal to 0. So all these lines, when you draw parallel lines parallel to y-axis, all these points which are on the line x equal to 0, x equal to 1, x equal to 2, etc., up to x equal to pi, right? That region they are given. So we have to assume that x is greater than or equal to 0. On these lines, our x values are greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0, and less than or equal to pi, right? Now, the question is, after this, so we are having two curves. One, the region x equal to 0 to x equal to pi. So we have to collect all the points x is greater than or equal to 0 and x is less than or equal to pi. So there are infinitely many values are there, right? Ordered pair x comma y. Do I need to consider all of them? Right? Remember, this line extends downwards also, right? There are also infinitely many points below x-axis. Do I need to consider all of them? Let us see. For that, they are given, you have to consider y is equal to sin x also. So if I draw the graph y is equal to sin x, right? If I draw the graph y is equal to sin x, let me draw the graph y is equal to sin x. This sin x also continues, right? Continuous left side also, right side also. So there are infinitely many points x comma y. How to consider which region we need to? So you have to consider all those points x comma y where your x equal to 0, x equal to pi, y is equal to sin x, all of them intersects, right? Where it is intersecting? Very simple. See, it is intersecting at 0 comma 0 here, and it is intersecting at 0 comma pi comma 0 at this point. These lines, see, both this we should not consider, right? This we should not consider, because we have to consider the region, right, below y is equal to sin x and greater than x equal to 0 and less than or equal to pi. See, all these points, if you take any point within this, all these points satisfies the condition x is greater than or equal. Suppose if you take this point, say for example this point, so it has some x-axis length and some y-axis length. That x-axis length is greater than 0 and less than pi, and also satisfies, right, y less than or equal to sin x. Okay, y is less than or equal to sin x. So this is what. So there are infinitely many points are there. You have to collect all of them. That is our region D. Now, what is the limit for this? That is the question. See, I can choose x is from 0 to pi, right? X is from 0 to pi. When you choose x is from 0 to pi, when you choose x is from 0 to pi, so whole of the lines, right, starting from x equal to 0, x equal to all fractions, right, etc. up to pi will come. So whole of this will come, but I don't want that. Along with that, right, you have to restrict y, because I have chosen constant values for x. So from where to where you have to choose your y? That is the question now. Question is, from where to where we have to choose our y. Now, from where to where you will choose your y? See the region from the picture, right? Our y-axis varies from here to till here. What is the maximum value for this? What is the maximum value? Yes, from here to here. Okay, let me draw a graph. Right? So height is 1, but what is your y here? On x-axis, y is 0. So can I say y is from 0 to 1? Can I say y varies from 0 to 1? y is 0 here, it is going up to here maximum. So 1. If you say y is equal to 1, this becomes the lines x equal to 0 to pi, these two lines, and y is equal to 0, that is x-axis, and the line y is equal to 1. So that becomes this. That means you're getting a square. You're getting, you're getting a rectangle. You're getting a rectangle x equal to 0, x equal to pi, y is equal to 0, y equal to 1. So you have to collect all the points. But that is not our graph. Our region D is like this, from 0 to pi, and y is equal to sin x. So only these points, the points which are equal, which are satisfying the condition y is equal to sin x, or y is less than or equal to sin x. See, this is y is equal to sin x. On this boundary, y will be equal to sin x. Below this, y will be less than sin x. Above this, it will be y is greater than sin x. Okay. Now, question is whether we need to consider y from 0 to 1. If you consider y from 0 to 1, that becomes this graph. This is not our D. Our D is like x equal to 0, x equal to pi, and y varies from 0, y varies from like this. Then what is the limit for y? That is the question. Right? Anyhow, from here to here, our y will be 0. So I can choose y is equal to 0 line. Y is equal to 0 line. And what about this? See, I said you have to consider and you have to go up to the boundary of this, right? And you note that any point on the boundary of this graph satisfies y is equal to sin x. So your limit will be y is equal to sin x. Y varies from 0 to sin x. Right? If you give x equal to 0, your y will be 0. This point will come. If you give x equal to pi by 2, you'll get 1. This point will come. If you give x equal to pi, y will be 0. This point will come. So in between, all the points will come. So all the points on the boundary and below this will come for this limit. So this is how you have to choose the limit. Right? Whenever you are choosing the limit, you have to choose for one independent variable constant limits, and for the other, you have to see the curve, and based on the curve, you have to choose the region. So here, your x varies from 0 to pi, and y varies from 0 to sin x. That, because that gives you the boundary points. That gives you the boundary points. So, how to find the point of intersection? Very simple. If you put x equal to 0 here, right, your sin 0 is 0, so y is equal to 0. So 0, 0 is one point of intersection. And if you put x equal to pi in this one, you'll get sin pi, which is again 0. Therefore, pi, 0 is another point of intersection. And within this region, your x varies from 0 to pi. When you choose x varies from 0 to pi, all these points will also come. But when I restrict my y from 0 to sin x, this will come. So only these points within this region will come in the D. So the limit, the double integral of xy dx dy over d is equal to x varies from 0 to pi, y varies from 0 to sin x, xy dy dx. Because y contains x, so first we have to integrate with respect to y. Then we have to integrate with respect to x. Now, how you are going to integrate with respect to y? Keep x as constant because you are integrating with respect to y. What is integral of y? Y square by 2. And the limit is from 0 to sin x. Apply the limit. X by 2 is constant. You'll get sin square x minus 0, which is sin square x. And we know we cannot integrate sin square x, but there is a formula, right? Using that formula, cos 2x. Cos 2x is 1 minus 2 sin square x, or sin square x is 1 minus cos 2x by 2. Now let me take out this 2 and 2, 1 by 4 outside, x into 1 minus cos 2x. Now this is a function of x alone. right? So we can integrate this with respect to x. How? Because this is product of two functions, we have to apply integration by parts. Let me keep x as it is. Integrate this. What is integral of 1? X minus integral of cos is sine 2x divided by the term associated with x is 2. And the limit is from 0 to pi minus this integral x square is from 0 to pi. This integrated answer x minus sine 2x by 2 into derivative of x, first function. Derivative of first function is 1. Right? Now let us integrate this further. Because it is difference of two functions, we can easily integrate this. Now keep this one as it is. Minus of, what is integral of x? X square by 2 minus 1 by 2 is constant. What is the integral of sine 2x? Minus cos 2x by 2. And the limit is from 0 to pi. Now apply the limit. If you apply the upper limit, let me keep 1 by 4 outside itself. Pi into pi minus sine 2 pi by 2 minus pi square by 2 minus into minus plus cos 2 pi by 4 minus, let us give the lower limit. 0 into anything is 0 minus 0 square 0 minus into minus plus minus into minus plus, but plus into minus minus. So minus will come cos 0 by 4. That's it. Cos 0 by 4. Right? Upper limit minus lower limit. When you apply the lower limit, this is minus into minus into minus. That's why minus is coming. Cos 0 by 4. Now what is your sine 2 pi? 0. So 0. Pi into pi, pi square. Minus pi square by 2. Cos 2 pi is 1. But minus into this is minus 1 by 4. Minus into minus plus 1 by 4. Cos 0. So plus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 cancels. Pi minus pi square by 2 is half pi square by 2. But half into 1 by 4 is pi square by 8. So we got the area. That is, we have evaluated a double integral over the region D. Right? So this is how you have to solve the double integral. Now let us see one more problem. Compute double integral of root x into y over the region D, where D is the region bounded by the curves x greater than 0, y is greater than x square, and y is less than 2 minus x square. Let us see. See, first of all, you have to find the point of intersection of these curves, where they will intersect. That you need to see first. Right? And you know that x equal, instead of taking inequality, let us say x equal to 0. What is your x equal to 0? That is y axis. Right? X equal to 0 is y axis. Am I right? Okay. So this is your line x equal to 0. Put x equal to 0 in this. You'll get y equal to 0. So this is the point. These two lines, these two curves intersect. X equal to 0 and y equal to x square intersect at 0, 0. At 0, 0. Am I right? So at this point, these two curves intersect. And put x equal to 0 here. You'll get y is equal to 2. So these two curves will intersect at x equal to 0 and y equal to 2. Let us say this point. Right? Now let us draw the graph of x, y is equal to x square. Y is equal to x square will be a graph of this form. Right? And where these two will intersect? That is another question. These two will intersect at 0, 0. These two will intersect at 0, 2. These two will intersect at 0, 2. Just have substituted x equal to 0 in these two. That's it. Now the question is where these two will intersect. Let us say y is equal to x square and y is equal to 2 minus x square. Substitute them because left hand sides are equal, your x square will be equal to 2 minus x square, right? But if you send minus x square to this side, that becomes plus x square. X square plus x square is 2x square. 2x square equal to 2, or x square equal to plus or x square equal to 1. That means x will take plus or minus 1. So at 2 points, these two curves intersect. One at plus 1 and other one at minus 1. Right? But since our x should be greater than 0, we cannot consider x equal to minus 1. So x equal to 1. At x equal to 1, these two graphs will intersect. So at x equal to 1, these two graphs will intersect. What is the value? When x equal to 1, your y is also 1. In this also, it is 1. So at 1, 1, these two curves intersect. That is x equal to 1 and y equal to 1. Let us draw this graph. Actually, okay, let us draw this graph. When x is 0, what is your y? Let us assume it is equal. Don't consider unequal, right? Y is equal to 2 minus x square. Let us draw that graph. When x is 0, your y will be 2. Okay. This point. Assume that I had given all the points in between 0 to 1. Okay. When x is 1, what will be your y? 1. So this point. Right? When x equal to root 2, what do you get? Root 2 whole square is 2. 2 minus 2, 0. So this point at root 2, this comes over here on x-axis. Right? Similarly, when x equal to minus 1 whole square is plus 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1. This point will come here. Right? When x equal to minus root 2, that comes to minus root 2 whole square is plus 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. That comes over here. So if you draw the graph, that will be a parabola like this. Okay, it is a parabola like this. Fine. Now this is your y is equal to 2 minus x square. Right? Since our x is greater than 0, we cannot consider this portion. Right? Here x will be negative left to this x-axis. Y-axis. So we have to consider only this part. Next, let us draw the curve y is equal to x square. When x is 0, your y is also 0, this point. When x is 1, what is your y? Is also 1, this point. When x is 2, your y is 4. So that will be a curve like this. When x is minus 1, again it is plus 1. So that will be a curve like this. Let me draw. So this is your y is equal to x square. And this is your y is equal to 2 minus x square. And this is the point of intersection of these two curves, 1, 1. Right? And note that in which region this condition is satisfying. X is greater than 0. So x is greater than 0 means here your x is greater than 0. That means all the points, right? All the points right to this line y-axis, all those lines right to this, they all satisfy what? X is greater than 0. Is that right? And y is greater than x square. Y is greater than x square means above this curve, your y, remember this line on the the curve y, this line y is equal to x square. There you are having y is equal to x square, but below this you are having y is less than x square, and above this you are having y is greater than x square. So above this curve you are having y is greater than x square. Y is greater than x square above this curve. Okay, fine. Above this curve you are having y is greater than x square. Then where you are having y is less than 2 minus x square. So this is your curve, y is equal to 2 minus x square. Above this, y is greater than 2 minus x square. Below this, you are having y is less than 2 minus x square. So let us draw the lines below this. Below this, you should get. Now see where all of them are intersecting. See, in this region. In this region. Here in this region, x is greater than 0, y is greater than x square, x is less than, y is less than 2 minus x square. All these are intersecting at this region. See, this region. If you take any point in this region, it satisfies all these three conditions. X is greater than 0, y is greater than x square, and y is less than 2 minus x square. So this is the region where, right, all three are satisfying, all the points are satisfying this condition. So this is our region D. Now, as I said, while writing the limit for x and y, we have to make one of the variable taking only constants and the other one taking the varying limit. Now, here two limits are there. One, x is from where to where, and y is from where to where. That is the question now we have to answer. Now, when I say, see, clearly from this picture, our x varies from 0 to 1. See here, this is the region 1. This is the line x equal to 1. So, if when I say x equal to 1, x is from 0 to 1, all the points x greater than 0, it's greater than or equal to 0, and all the points x less than or equal to 1 will come. But we don't want this much, right? From where to where you will choose y? Will you choose y is equal to 0 to y is equal to, at this point, 2? Right? Because at this point it is 2. Will you choose y is equal to 2 and y is equal to 0? This line. No, you cannot. If you choose y is equal to 2 and y is equal to 0, this will be your region D, which is not the case. We are not considering a square. We are considering this region. So that's why you have to restrict one of them. Either you restrict x or y. So since from this graph, I can easily restrict y by choosing variable limit, and for x, a constant limit. So I'll choose x varying from 0 to 1. So that gives you all the points of this form. X varies from 0 to 1, right? So all these points will come. All the points right to 0 and left to 1, starting from x equal to 0 to x equal to 1. But I'll take y varies only from where to where? Y varies from x square. So all the points on this line satisfies the condition y is equal to x square. So y varies from x square to where? X square to 2 minus x square. X square from 2 minus x square. So all the points within this satisfies the condition y is equal to 2 minus x square. So 2 minus x square. That gives you the actual region. Okay. So let us use these limits. As usual, because your y contains x square, x, first you have to evaluate with respect to y. When you are integrating with respect to y, your root x is constant. What is integral of y? Y square by 2. And the limit is from x square to 2 minus x square. So root x by 2, apply the upper limit. Your y is 2 minus x square. So 2 minus x square whole square minus lower limit is x square whole square. Expand this. 4 plus x square whole square is x to the power of 4 minus 4x square minus x to the power of 4. So plus x to the power of 4 minus x to the power of 4 cancels. 4 is common factor. Let me take out that one. So 4 by 2 will come. Root x, multiply that with this. 1 is remaining. 1 into root x, that is x to the power of half, minus, here 4 as came out, x square into x to the power of half, which is x to the power of 5 by 2. Now this is a function of x alone. We can integrate this. Integral of x to the power of s half is x to the power of half plus 1 by half plus 1 minus integral of x to the power of 5 by 2 is x to the power of 5 by 2 plus 1 by 5 by 2 plus 1, and the limit is from 0 to 1. 2 2s are 4. 2 will remain outside. Now apply the upper limit. 2 into 1 by 2 plus 1 is 3 by 2. If you send that one to numerator, that becomes 2 by 3. 2 by 3 into, when you put x equal to 1, you'll get 1 to the power of anything is 1, minus, when you put x equal to 0, you'll get 0. Minus, now 5 by 2 plus 1 is, this is 5 by 2 plus 1 is 7 by 2. 5 by 2 plus 1 is 7 by 2. 7 by 2, if you send that one to numerator, that becomes 2 by 7. If you apply the limit, you'll get 1 to the power of anything is 1 minus 0. Now take LCM of these two. This is 21. Right? So you'll get 14 here minus 6. Right? So which gives you 14 minus 6. Yeah, this becomes 16 by 21. 16 by 21. Okay, so that is the required answer. Next, let us see one more problem. Compute the double integral of xy of x plus y over the region D, where the region D is the domain between the curves y is equal to x square and the line y is equal to x. Now first, how to find the point of intersection of these two? Very simple. Since left sides are equal, right hand sides are also equal. That means x square will be equal to x. Right? X square equal to x implies x square minus x equal to 0. Take common factor, so you'll get x into x minus 1 equal to 0. That means either x equal to 0 or x equal to 1. That means these two curves intersect at the point when x is 0 and x is 1. When x is 0, what you'll get? Your y is also 0. When x is 1, you will get y is also 1. That means the point of intersection is 0, 0 and 1, 1. At those 2 points, these two curves intersect. Very fine. We got the point of intersection. Now let us draw the graph. Y is equal to x square. When x is 0, y is also 0. When x is 1, y is also 1. When x is 2, y is 4. So that continues, that parabola. Right? Similarly, when x is minus 1, your y is 1. When x is minus 2, y is 4. So you'll get a parabola like this. Right? Next. Similarly, let us draw the graph y is equal to x. When x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y is 1. When x is 2, y is 2. This goes on. When x is minus 1, this also goes on. Now you have to consider the region between these two curves. And clearly from this picture, where these two are intersecting and what is the region between them. See, this is the region between them. This is the region. And we are calling that region as D. Is that right? So D is the region between these two. And remember, as I said, while choosing the limit for the variable x and y, you have to keep one of them as constant. So which one we should keep constant? That is the question now. Now clearly from this, we are having limit for y. So can we choose x as the one with constant limits? Yes, we can. See, here, this graph comes in between x equal to 0 and x equal to 1. Right? So you're going to take all the points from x equal to 0 to x equal to 1. But that gives you all the points all along this. But we don't want that much. For that, what we do is we restrict our limit for y from x square to x. X square to x. What is this height? Yes, this height is your y, isn't it? The length is from 0 to 1. Yes, but height is from x square to x. Clearly from this picture, y is from x square to x, this line. All the points on this line satisfies the condition y equal to x. All the points on this line satisfies the condition y equal to x square. Therefore, if you consider y varies from here to here, this region only comes, right? Only points which satisfies the condition, these will come. So, what is the limit for x? X varies from 0 to 1, y varies from x square to x. Now multiply these two. Xy into x is x square y plus xy into y is xy square. Since we are having y as a function dependent on x, we have to integrate with respect to y first. Right? Let us integrate this one. How? When you are integrating with respect to y, your x is constant. So x square constant. What is integral of y? Y square by 2. Y square by 2 plus x is constant. Integral of y square is y cube by 3. And the limit is from x square to x. Now x square by 2 is constant. Let me keep that one as it is. Apply the upper limit. So you'll get x square minus, if you give lower limit, x square whole square for y plus x by 3 is constant. Apply the upper limit. You'll get x cube minus, if you give lower limit, x square whole cube of dx. Now x square minus x to the power of 4 will come. Let me multiply this with this, so that you'll get x square into x square, x to the power of 4, minus x square into x to the power of 4 is x to the power of 6, whole divided by 2, plus x into x cube, x to the power of 4, minus x into x to the power of 6 is x to the power of 7 divided by 3. Let me take LCM, you will get this much. If you simplify and take out 1 by 6 outside, you will get 1 by 6 into integral 5x to the power of 4 minus 3x to the power of 6 minus 2x to the power of 7, which is a polynomial in x, and we can integrate this very easily. So what is integral of x to the power of 4? 5 is constant, that will remain as it is. X to the power of 5 by 5 minus x to the power of 6. Integral of x to the power of 6 is x to the power of 7 by 7 minus 2 into integral of x to the power of 7 is x to the power of 8 by 8. And the limit is from 0 to 1. Now 5 get cancels here. And if you apply the limit, 1 to the power of 5, 1 minus 0 to the power of 5, 0. So 1 minus 0 is 1 minus 3 by 7 into, if you apply upper limit for this, 1 to the power of 7 is 1 minus 0 to the power of 7 is 0. So 1 minus 0 is 1. 1 into 3 by 7 is 3 by 7. Minus 2 4s are 8. 1 by 4 into 1 to the power of 8 is 1 minus 0 to the power of 8 is 0. So you'll get 1 only. Now take LCM and simplify. You get this much. Now let us see one more problem. Evaluate double integral over d xy dx dy over the positive octant of the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. Right? Now here you have to consider only positive quadrant, the first quadrant. Okay. So let us draw the graph of the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. That means the x-axis varies from minus a comma 0 to plus a comma 0. So that is the and what is the center of this? Center is 0 comma 0. From center the distance is a. X-axis length is a. From center the y-axis length is b. So from origin to here, it is distance is b. So that this point is 0 comma b. Similarly, this point is 0 comma minus b. And what about any point on this ellipse? Any point on this ellipse satisfies the condition x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. Now what they are saying that we have to find it in we have to find this one in the first quadrant, right? That is only in this quadrant. In this quadrant, only in this quadrant, right? In this quadrant, see this line is x equal to 0 and this line is x equal to a. So you are collecting all the points starting from 0 to a. But what is the limit for y? Y varies from, what about this line? This line is y is equal to 0. This line is y is equal to 0. So y axis varies from 0 to only up to this curve, isn't it? Any point on this curve satisfies the condition x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. But we want y. So from this, what is your y? Y square by b square equal to 1. Send this one to this side. That becomes 1 minus x square by a square. We don't want b square also. So b square, send this one to this side. You'll get y square equal to b square into 1 minus x square by a square. Take square root on both sides. You'll get y is equal to plus or minus square root of, b into square root of 1 minus x square by a square. But we are considering only positive side of y. We are not considering the negative side. So we should not consider y is equal to minus b into square root of this. We don't want to consider this. That will be this region. But we want to consider only positive region of y. So y should be equal to b into square root of 1 minus x square. That means this curve till here gives you y is equal to b into square root of 1 minus x square. So all the points on this line, this curve satisfies the condition y is equal to b into square root of this. All the points on this satisfies the condition y is equal to minus b, negative y, okay? And this line y is equal to 0. And this line x equal to 0. This line x equal to a. All of them are intersecting at which region? This region. So this is the actual region, right? D. So in this region, your x varies from 0 to a, y varies from 0 to b into square root of this. So the limit changes. Limit for the double integral is x varying from 0 to a, y varying from 0 to b into square root of 1 minus x square by a square into xy dx dy. Since your y is a function of x, we have to integrate with respect to y first. Keep x as constant. Integral of y is y square by 2. Apply the limit. If your x by 2 is constant, if you apply the upper limit, b into square root of 1 minus x square whole square, right, minus 0, which gives you this. Square root cancels, b square will come. So b square x by 2 into 1 minus x square a square. Take LCM. That's it. If you take LCM, you will get a square minus x square by a square. Take it out. So you will get in the denominator 2a square. Let me take b square also outside. Let me multiply this with this so that you will get x into a square, which is a square x, minus x into x square is x cube. Let me integrate this. A square is constant. Integration of x is x square by 2 minus x to the power of 4, and the limit is from 0 to a. Apply the limit. A square by 2 is constant. That will remain as it is. If you apply a, then you'll get a square minus 0 minus 1 by 4 into a to the power of 4 minus 0. A square into a square is a to the power of 4. So a to the power of 4 by 2 minus 1 by 4 a to the power of 4. Take LCM, simplify. You'll get a square b square by 8. That is the area of this double integral. Now, let us move on to next. Compute double integral of y over the region D, where D is the region bounded by the parabolas y square equal to 4ax and x square equal to 4ay. Okay, so let us find out where they will intersect first, right? Using these two. If you use these two, you can easily find out what is the region of intersection. If you put x equal to 0, your y is also 0, right? When x is 0, y is also 0. So therefore 0 comma 0 is one point of intersection. And if you put x equal to 4a, you will get y is also equal to 4a. If you put x equal to 4a, you'll get y is also equal to 4a. Therefore, these two will intersect at 4a also, right? Therefore, the point of intersection of these two curves are 0 comma 0 and 4 comma a, 4a comma 4a. Let us draw the graph. When x is 0, your y is also 0. When x is 4a, when x is 4a, your y square is 16a. Therefore, y is equal to plus or minus 4a. So that you will get like this, minus 4a and plus 4a. Join them. Assume that I had given all the real numbers in between them. So you'll get minus 4a to plus 4a. Go on, proceed further. That gives you y square equal to 4x region. Then similarly, x square equal to 4ay. Let us draw this graph. When y is 0, what is your x? 0. So this is the point. Okay. When y is 1, when y is 4a, when y is 4a, you'll get x equal to x square equal to 16a. Therefore, x equal to plus or minus 4a. That means x equal to plus 4a, x equal to plus 4a, and x equal to minus 4a. So you'll get a curve like this. This is minus 4a, this is plus 4a. Okay, you'll get like this. So you're getting two parabolas. One, this one, another one, this one. Now you have to consider the region bounded between these two parabolas. So by seeing the picture, we can easily identify this is the region which is bounded by this. That is this region, isn't it? This region D is the region bounded by the parabola x square equal to 4ay and y square equal to 4ax. Now question is, what is the limit? Right? Now you have to find the limit. As I said, while finding the limit of two variables, you have to keep one of them as with the one with constant variable and the other one with varying variable, variable limits. Now here you should note that your x varies from 0 to 4a. Your x varies from 0 to 4a this time. Okay, x varies from 0 to 4a. Fine. X varies from 0 to 4a. But if when you choose x varies from 0 to 4a, all these points will also come. But we don't want them. We want only from where to where? From here to here. But any point on this line, this curve, satisfies the condition x square equal to 4a. Therefore, what is your y on this line? Your y will be equal to x square by 4a. So, any point on this line satisfies the condition y is equal to x square by 4a. And on this line, it is y square equal to 4x, or simply y is equal to, we are not going to consider the negative side. We are not going to consider the negative side. So you have to choose your y as square root of 4ax. Square root of 4ax. So what you are getting here, your y varies from x square by 4a to square root of 4ax. And x varies from 0 to 4a. That is your height. See, what is this height? Here, at this point, your y is equal to x square by 4a. At this point, y is equal to square root. So all the points satisfies this condition. Therefore, the limit for this is x varying from 0 to 4a, y varies from x square by 4a to square root of 4ax. Because your y is a function of x, first you have to integrate with respect to y. What is the integral of y? Y square by 2. And the limit is from x square by 4a to square root of 4ax. 1 by 2 is constant. Keep that one as it is. Apply the upper limit. You'll get square root of 4ax whole square minus x square by 4a whole square. Square root cancels. You will get 4ax minus x to the power of 4 by 16a square. Now integrate with respect to x. 4a into integral of x is x square by 2 minus integral of x to the power of 4 is x to the power of 5 by 5. 1 by 16a square is constant. Now apply the upper limit. Right, 2 cancels. So 2a into, if you apply upper limit, 4a whole square, that is 16a square, minus 0 minus 1 by 16 into 5 is 80a square into, if you apply upper limit, you will get 4 to the power of 5 into a to the power of 5. 4 to the power of 5 is 1024 minus, if you apply a lower limit, you will get 0. Now if you simplify this, 16 5 is 1664 is 2a into 16, 32a cube minus 64a cube by 5. Take LCM and simplify, you will get this much. Okay. Now let us see one more example. Double integral over the region R of e to the power of y square dx dy, where R is the region formed by the points 0, 0, 1, 1 and minus 1, 1. Now let us identify the points 0, 0. That is this point. At this point 0, 0 and 1, 1. This point x-axis length 1, y-axis length 1, and another one x-axis length minus 1, y-axis 1. Join them. You'll get like this. But we know that this is in fact the one which is satisfying the condition y is equal to x. All the points and this satisfies the condition y is equal to x. And this, all the points which satisfies the condition y is equal to minus x. Right? As I said, see here, you can give a constant value for x or constant value for y, depending on your choice. But for one of them, you have to choose the variable limit. Here, note that this is the line x equal to minus 1. And this is the line x equal to plus 1. So if you want to choose a constant limit for x, then your x varies from minus 1 to plus 1. And y varies from where to where? Y varies from minus x to plus x. You can choose that also. If you wish, you can choose that also. Right? Otherwise, you can choose, see, here, your y-axis length is from 0 to 1. See, y is 0 here, and at the most it will go to 1. Y is 1. So your y-axis varies from 0 to 1. Let me choose that. Y varies from 0 to 1. But from where to where your x varies? X varies from here to here. So what about any point on this line? So we need this length. What is this length? It is from x equal to minus y to x equal to plus y. So you can choose the limit as y varies from 0 to 1. Y varies from 0 to 1. X varies from minus y to plus y. That also you can choose. So y varies from 0 to 1. X varies from minus y to y. You can choose this limit also and you can solve. You can choose this limit also, you can solve. Like this. Only thing you have to keep one of them as the one with constant limits and the other one with variable limits. Now, let us integrate this. Because you are integrating with respect to x, your y is constant. That means this one is constant. So e to the power of y square is constant. What is integral of 1? Integral of 1 is x, and the limit is from minus y to y. Now apply the limit for x. E to the power of y square is constant, that remains as it is. Y minus of minus y, that is plus y. So you will get 2y into dy. Now we can integrate this very easily by substitution method. Put t is equal to y square, then your dt will be 2y dy, and the limit also, when y is 0, t is also 0. When y is 1, t is 1 square, which is 1. So the limit changes from 0 to 1, e to the power of t into dt. But integral of e to the power of t is e to the power of t, and the limit is from 0 to 1. You will get e to the power of 1 minus e to the power of 0, which is 1. So this is the answer. Now, let us solve one more problem. Evaluate double integral over r x square dx dy, where r is the region in the first quadrant bounded by the hyperbola xy is equal to 16, and the lines y is equal to 6, y is equal to 0, and x equal to 8. So anyhow, they are given in the first quadrant bounded by the parabola. Let us see what are these. First of all, let us find out where they will intersect. Now let us see this, where these two will intersect first. Here y is equal to x. Substitute that one here. You will get x square equal to 16. That means your x will be equal to plus or minus 8. But we know that our x, we have to consider in the first quadrant. So we cannot consider x equal to minus 8. We have to consider only x equal to plus 8. So these 2 points intersect when x equal to 8. When x equal to 8, what is your y? It is 2. Put x equal to 8 here, you will get y is equal to 2. Right? So when x is 8, is that true? If you substitute that one, you will get x square equal to 16. When x square equal to 16, you will get x equal to plus or minus 4. We cannot consider minus 4. We have to consider plus 4 only. So at plus 4, these two curves intersect. When x equal to 4, you will get 4 into y is equal to 16, where, that means y is equal to 4. So at 4, 4, these two curves intersects. So these two curves intersect at the point 4, 4. Okay, fine. Then where these two will intersect, again, y is equal to 0 means x equal to 0. So when x equal to 0, y equal to 0, these two will intersect. Right? Then where these two will intersect, y is equal to x and x equal to 8. Put x equal to 8. So y is also equal to 8. At x equal to 8 and y equal to 8, that is at 8, 8, these two will intersect. And are you getting? Yes. So let us draw these graphs. First, let me draw y is equal to 0. Y equal to 0 means x-axis. This is the line. And we know that y equal to x and y equal to 0 intersect at 0, 0. So at this point, right? When x is 0, y is also 0. When x is 4, y is also 4. Let us continue. This is our line. Y is equal to x. Right? Next, x equal to 8. This is our line, x equal to 8. Say this is the point of intersection of y is equal to x and x equal to 8 at 8, 8. At 8, 8. Okay. And we know that at this point, these two curves intersect. Y is equal to x and x equal to 8. Y is equal to 0 and y equal to x intersect at this point. Okay. Next, let us draw the graph xy equal to 16. Right? We know that xy equal to 16 is this graph. And These two curves intersect at 4. So at this point, these two will intersect xy equal to 16. And where these two will intersect, these two curves, put x equal to 8, you will get y is equal to 2. So at 8, 2, these two will intersect. So this is another point of intersection. So this is your graph. Now where all of them are intersecting, see, this is the region. This is our actual region where all of them are intersecting. But what is this region? This region is from 0, 0 to here 8, 0 to 8, 2, and this 4, 4 to here. So here, see here, there is a problem with this. What about the limit? Yes, of course, we can say x varies from 0 to 8 straight away. We don't have any problem. X varies from 0 to 8. We can choose. That gives you all these points also. These also comes. But we don't want, we'll restrict them. And what about y? Y varies from 0 to, yes, I can say y varies from 0 to initial one, initial limit. 0 to where? I cannot go till here 4. If I say y varies from 0 to 4, this region also comes out. I don't want that. I want up to here only. So what is this height? Up to here, y varies from 0 to any point on this line satisfies the condition y equal to x. So height is from 0 to x. But if I choose 0 to x, this region will also come. This region will also come because from here to here, the height is also x. From here to here, height is also x. Y is equal to x. That means this region will also come. I don't want this region. So what to do? I have to restrict only up to this, where your y satisfies 16 by x, or xy is equal to 16. Only up to here I need. So I have to consider only this height. That is from y is equal to 0. Here y is equal to 16 by x. So there are two different heights are there. That's why what we do is we split this area or double integral into two double integral, and we'll find depending on two regions. What is that? Let us draw a perpendicular at 4. Let us draw a perpendicular at this point. The point of intersection of these two curves, y is equal to x and this. Now, in this region, you take the height as y is equal to 0 to y is equal to x. Any point up to here satisfies the condition y is equal to x. And what about x? X varies from 0 to 4 here. So the first double integral is x varies from 0 to 4 and y varies from where to where? Yeah, this line y is equal to 0 to what is the height? X plus that gives you this area, the area over this region. Next, this is again the x varies from where to where? Yes, obviously x varies from 4 to 8 and y varies from, what about this height? This height is y varies from 0 to here. What is this height? Y is equal to 16 by x. So x varies from 4 to 8 and y varies from 0 to 16 by x. That is the actual region which we need to find the integral. So by this way, we can get the actual double integral over the region R. So let us find out these two, right? So integral from 0 to 4, y varies from 0 to x square dx dy. And the second one is from integral x varying from 4 to 8, y varies from 0 to 16 by x square dx dy. Now integrate them as usual method. First, you have to integrate with respect to y. When you are integrating with respect to y, your x square is constant. So x square into y, 1. Integral of 1 is y. And the limit is from 0 to x. And similarly here also, x square is constant. Integral of 1 is y. So you will get x square y. Substitute the limits. X square into x minus 0. x square into 16 by x minus 0. Simplify them. You'll get functions in terms of x. Integrate them and substitute. You'll get the answer. Now this is how you have to identify the region, and depending on the region, you have to find the area. I'd given few problems. You write them as assignment. We'll continue in the next session. Thank you. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತೇನ್ರಪ್ಪ? ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ? ಅಶ್ವಿನಿ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? All right, we'll continue in the next class.
Rangsawmy